Good morning, everybody. Recording this morning in the morning. I just want to give some brief thoughts on Luigi Mangione, United Healthcare killer. Um, what I think about this whole situation. Um, I guess I have to break it into a couple of different aspects, right? So you have this guy that decides to kill the CEO of United Healthcare, uh, which incidentally is a little bit of a just full disclosure, I have dealt with United Healthcare and I do not like them. So that being that, my initial impression, there's a couple of things that are going on here. I guess the core question is, should we celebrate, honor whatever Luigi Mangione's assassination of this CEO? Um, First off, uh, no. And let me say that, let me tell you kind of why. In terms of, I'm a history professor. Um, Even if you think, regardless of what you think about United Healthcare, right, and their CEO, they're an evil corporation. They do evil things, and this person, CEO, presides over this sort of evil empire, right? One of the facets of civilization, of belonging in a civilized country, right, with a government, right? If we go back to good old John Locke, right, when you enter into this social contract with government and to live in a civilized society, what you give up explicitly is the right to just punish people who you think are evil, right? You give up that authority to the government, right? We don't form up lynch mobs and kill people, or at least not anymore. That's part of being civilized. It's part of being a part of this sort of societal experiment that is the United States and other sort of governments, republics, right? Um, you give up your power to enforce justice and you give that power up to the government, like as imperfect as it may be. um, that's how it is, right? Because the opposite of that is basically anarchy, right? You can't just have people out there deciding that other people are evil and have to die, right? It doesn't work that way. That's just no. um, that having been said, um, I do hate the healthcare industry. I do specifically hate United Healthcare. Um, and I'm not particularly sad that this guy's gone. Like I get that, maybe he had a family and sure they're going to grieve. Um, you know, that's not good. But, you know, fucking Joseph Goebbels had a family too, right? And I don't want to compare him to Joseph Goebbels specifically, but fucking bad people die, right? And it like I say bad people just die, but he's not innocent necessarily, explicitly. You do preside over this horrible, evil fucking corporation that dishes out a lot of misery in the country, right? Now, did you deserve to be assassinated? No, I would much prefer that they have some sort of legal process to say to stop, you know, what's happening to reform the healthcare system, right? I don't think he should be killed, but I'm just being honest. Like, I'm not sad that he's gone. Like, fuck these people, right? I don't think they should be killed, but I would be lying if I said it's a tragedy. I just don't fucking care, right? Fuck that guy. There's a lot of people in this world that I care a lot more about. On that sort of ladder of who I care about, he's very low, right? I feel the same way about a lot of stuff. When George Floyd died, he was a piece of shit. He died. He shouldn't have been killed. The cop that killed him was a piece of shit too, and that guy went to jail. And I'm glad that guy went to jail too, right? Two douchebags got what they had coming to them. I'll have a Coke. Um, but that having been said, you can't just go kill people, right? You can't do that. Um, so, no, Luigi Mangione is not a hero, right? And this is particularly true when, as far as from what I've seen, this is a well-to-do rich kid, valedictorian, Ivy League graduate. Like, you know, maybe if you can say, well, he was denied for some life-saving thing and he had cancer and United Healthcare was basically dooming him to death. And he said, well, if I'm going to die anyways, I'm taking you out with me. Then you can maybe kind of construct a story that's a little more justified. But this is a fucking rich kid, frankly, who, this is this sort of modern trend of people in the sort of upper classes that just take upon themselves to be offended and sort of a vessel of righteousness for the working classes, right? In shit that they never had to deal with. Now, it could be wrong, could come out that he had bone marrow cancer or some shit, but seems like he's just a little rich douchebag that wanted to be a hero, right? Wanted to get attention, or just sort of in his own mind had constructed like, I'm going to do this great valiant thing because my life is so otherwise meaningless, right? Who knows, right? So that's kind of part. Like, I don't give a shit about Luigi Mangione either. Like, he can go to jail and rot for all I care. Um, Maybe I'm just cynical. I just like fuck all these people, but those are my thoughts. Like, you can't kill people. You can't celebrate people like this. And you can't, this you can't celebrate the assassin or the killed, right? They're all douchebags, right? So what you would really like to see is somebody actually fucking reform American healthcare, right? Because that's what needs to happen. And unfortunately, you know, things like this, nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to get better because of what Luigi Mangione did, right? It's not going to get better for the rest of us. It's just a sort of useless, idiotic gesture on his part. Um, you know, maybe the system is broken as well. That you could certainly make that case, but this is not the way. And those are my thoughts.